If you're watching this video, chances are you have an ideal version of yourself in your head that you want to get to, and you know what you need to do to get there. This ideal you might have had in your head for a while, but why is she still in your head, or he? What are you waiting for? Even if you start slow, just start now. Hi everyone, it's Millie. This background is very nostalgic because I'm in my family home right now. I've had to come home because I got some home stuff going on. My mum's not too well. Feel a little bit awkward talking about it, but I'm home for a while, and that's why we got my old background back. It's like old Millie T style videos for this background. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you might have seen the change that has kind of taken place with me. Basically, back in 2018, I really let myself go. I made a TikTok glow up video, like, of my transformation, which I'll insert. If you want to follow me on TikTok, this is it, by the way. Wasn't a good time. I don't even know why I let myself go, it just happened. And then, since then, I've been trying to build myself into the best version of me, and it's felt so good. I mean, you can honestly have a field day on my Instagram and scroll really far back and just watch time take place. Throughout my transformation, I learned so much, and I've compiled a list of my golden rules I think everyone should follow if they want to glow up. By the way, don't get this video twisted. If you're watching this, you are hot, you are sexy, no matter what. It genuinely is a mindset. You don't have to fit into a certain standard to be hot or sexy. Petite girls are sexy, curvier girls are sexy. You just have to own what you got and be the best version of yourself. The point of this video is to just give you a little bit of extra confidence to help you get where you want to be, because confidence is so important. It's going to get low-key spiritual as well. We're going to talk about law of attraction, manifestation. It's going to be a whole lot of different stuff, honestly. I feel like I'm going to be preaching hard in this video. I apologize in advance. Rule number one, the most important one of all, is confidence. How you carry yourself and your aura tells a whole story, and it tells someone how to view you. And that's why if you think you're hot, other people will think you're hot. But if you walk into a room and you're wearing a jumper and you've got your sleeves all the way down and you're like this and you're giving off a very like scared, timid vibe, you're giving the vibe to people that, hey, I'm nervous, I don't think I'm worthy of being here, I think everyone else is better than me. I remember when I felt awful about myself, I was constantly hiding myself. I just didn't want to be seen, and I was constantly like this. I know it is the worst feeling in the world, but you can change it. It doesn't have to be that way forever. You can make a decision right now, literally right this second, and say, actually, that was the old me. I don't identify with that person, and create the new you, which is still you, just the best version of yourself. How you feel inside reflects outside, and that's why the point of this video is to glow up. You have to do some inner work. You have to watch the way that you speak to yourself, the things that you think about yourself. Don't take your thoughts too seriously, and don't just believe everything that you think. Your mind's basically just a program, and because you've seen yourself in a certain way for so long, you've just formed a habit, and it can be reprogrammed. You just gotta get the stuff that you think to your subconscious mind, and you do that by repetition. So if you look in the mirror and you find yourself thinking, oh my god, I am so fat, put yourself at a good angle where your bum looking kind of good and be like, my ass kind of fat because of it though. Take those thoughts and twist them around so they become slightly positive and you're talking nicely to yourself like a best friend. And that genuinely has such a huge benefit, because repetition of doing that every single day, it will eventually get through to your subconscious mind, and you will automatically start to see yourself in a better light. And like I said before, when you see yourself in a better light and you see yourself looking better, you'll feel better. Other changes will follow, like external changes. And if you see yourself as looking better and feeling better, other people will also feel that. Energy doesn't lie. Further proof of this is that your thoughts create your reality. First of all, through the placebo effect. I feel like that doesn't get enough credit. The placebo effect literally proved that the way that you think can make physical changes in the body. People were given fake tablets and fake medication, but then their thoughts, them being convinced that it was real, created those physical changes. Further proof of this, Dr. Masaru Emoto, I think that's how you say it. He has a book which is a bestseller, and it's called The Hidden Messages in Water. He took water droplets, right, froze them, and spoke to them individually. Evil to one, you disgust me to another water droplet, thank you, love and gratitude. He then looked at the water droplets under a microscope, and the way that they froze was completely different. The droplets that he said the negative words to, like, lost their consistency. They just froze in a really ugly way. And the ones that he spoke the nice words to froze in these beautiful geometric designs. Words are so powerful, like they actually are. Everything is a vibration, and it's the vibration behind the words and what you're saying that make this physical effect. Oh, can you shut up? Shut up. Along with this confidence, it helps to change something physical. Like if you want to make a change of any kind to yourself, even if it's a new hairstyle. If you've got a new hairstyle you want to try out, go for it. Why not? It's not that deep. You can dye it back. It's not permanent. Just do it. take up a new hobby, try out a new style, just something that differentiates the old you that you don't like, apparently, to this best version of yourself that you're trying to become. Physical changes along with the mental changes do help because it helps you just kind of create a barrier from the two. Remember that it is a journey as well. It's not going to happen in like a month or so. Slow and steady wins the race. That is something that I can tell you for sure with my weight loss, with everything. And you see changes quicker than you expect. This is where I'm going to insert a compilation of appearance life hacks. Too long for me to say them, so I'm just going to insert them quick on the screen. Enjoy!
Straight for the cop, no looking at price. Get rich, I'm a bitch for the cash. Live my life like a thriller. Slim thick, I'm click like flash. These guys just shoot, no trigger. She a white girl and she raps, looking so fake with the fillers.
Wasn't that fun? Work on yourself and do something to improve, like take up a new hobby, go to the gym like I said before. Just work on improvement, even if it's tiny small baby steps, it doesn't matter. Something I lived by that helped me lose my weight, like I genuinely owe my life to this app, is Fitness Coach. It's a free app, it's like on the App Store. But I used that app and I did the 30-day squat challenge and the 30-day plank challenge, and like the changes I saw was insane. And I felt like I wasn't even putting in that much effort. I genuinely owe that app my entire life. If you want to download it, I will link it in the description. You don't necessarily need that app obviously, but I just do recommend it because it saved my life a little bit. Make sure your brows are clean as well. I mean, I could do with plucking mine a little bit, but I get my brows laminated and that is honestly a lifesaver. I think it is so amazing. I get them laminated and then use like gel to like stick them up. This one's gonna sound kind of crazy, but I actually live by this. Talk to yourself in the mirror. This is kind of going back to what I said before. I've genuinely been doing this since I was like 13 and I do it now sometimes, every now and again. This is like manifesting law of attraction, but you're like looking at yourself in the mirror and just give yourself compliments or just talk to yourself. Just treat yourself like a best friend. Like don't look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you fucked up, you're so ugly, why did you eat so much? Like that ain't gonna help. Look at yourself, give yourself compliments and be like, your hair? Looking good. Your face shape? I'm liking it. But if we went to the gym 2 to 3 times a week, how good could we look? We could look pretty good, right? Yeah, I don't really want to, but we should. Probably sounds crazy, but like talk to yourself like that best friend. And you can think all these thoughts if you feel weird like actually talking to yourself, but like words just have a bit more power. Don't hate yourself, that's so long. Like you live in your head 24/7. If you're constantly bullying yourself, like why? Why are you doing that to yourself? Like actually think about it. And it might be like, yeah, it's so much easier said than done. That's you making an excuse to not do it. Just change your way of thinking. You have no attachment to who you used to be. If you make a decision right now and you say, actually, I'm gonna be this person, then you can be, and you have become that person if you convince yourself of it enough. Takes a bit of repetition and time, but not that much. The power of this is mad. Something that I like to do that actually helps my confidence and stuff is I'll put on music that I really like and then dance half naked in the mirror, and it feels good. It feels good to do, and I've done it my whole life. And you will build your own confidence because you'll see yourself and what vibes you're capable of giving off, and then you'll be like, I'm kind of hot, you know. This is an external one, a random tip, but something that I would say for your physical appearance is hands. Like wear, or just in general, like wear quite a bit of jewelry. I feel like accessorizing yourself really does make a difference. I was silver for the longest time and then I transitioned to gold and it was honestly the best decision of my life. I'll never look back. Manicured hands with rings, moisturized, and if they look nice, it genuinely gives the impression that you are hot. Like if you accessorize yourself and stuff, you're being like, hey, this is something you want to accessorize. Manipulate their mind. Next tip, lip gloss. Honestly, life-changing. Lip plumper gloss, just normal lip gloss. It is so good. Like I will wear no makeup some days and just carry around lip gloss, and I put the lip gloss on and I'm like, damn, like that made a big difference. Next advice is to drink water. This is so important, but like when you're dehydrated you actually can tell. And something that I always think in my head for dehydration is SpongeBob when he doesn't like drink water and he's dehydrated. I'm like, that is what a human looks like when they're not getting enough water, even on a really subtle level. Like your body's 60-70% water. When you're not hydrated, your lips get cracked, your face will break out, dry skin. Like saying that, I still low-key feel like I don't drink enough of it sometimes, but I try my best and I know that I should. Just because I know that I should doesn't mean that I do. That's my problem. Like I'm giving all this advice and I'm still trying to live by it myself. It goes through phases, but that's okay. Ooh, such a hydro whore. Know yourself. This is where you genuinely need to sit by yourself, or look in the mirror, or write it out on a Word document, draw it, whatever works for you, everyone's different. You need to know yourself before you can really fully complete a glow up. This goes back to being your own best friend. Like, ask yourself questions, do a little Q&A session with yourself. I'll put some questions on screen that you can ask yourself to get to know yourself. You might have to do some shadow work for this, which is where you go into like dark parts of your mind that you might have kept locked, things that you don't like to think about, things that you keep hidden. Bring them to the surface and complete them and let them go. Easier said than done, because sometimes some of those things are very deep. But even if it's the first step in going to therapy, you can be whoever you want to be. If you can dream it, you can do it. If you can picture it in your head, it can be a reality. Declutter your space. If you're doing all this inner work and your outside space is still a mess, it's gonna make you feel like a mess. As above, so below. As inside, as outside. It reflects with my room. Like, my room will be a mess, and then I'm like, oh god. And then the moment that I decide to clean my room, I start to feel better. But like, the fact that I decided to clean my room shows that I must have wanted to feel better in my head, because I've made it physical. It keeps like reflecting and keeps going in like a nice little circuit. You will feel so much better, honestly. Clean space, clean mind. See, I say that, but I just cleared my drawers and my room's an absolute mess right now. But I'm back home. My room in London's never really a mess, to be fair. Apart from when I'm not feeling good with myself. Become a new you, best version of yourself. I'm saying that because you shouldn't try to be anyone else. Why are you gonna try to be someone else that you can never be, and you can never be as good at because they're doing it better than you, because you're trying to be them, so you're just an imitator? Like how everyone wants to be that girl. How are you going to be that girl when there's thousands of other people who are also trying to be that girl? You're just a statistic then. Do you want to be a statistic? I feel like I'm quoting like Tumblr quotes from 2013. Like, if you don't fit the beauty standard, then congratulations, like you can be different. Everyone's trying to be different nowadays anyway, so go run with what you got and make it the best that it can be. Create the best version of yourself, and there's no limits. Be yourself and don't care about what others think. That's something that I want to talk about. Don't worry about what other people think of you, because it doesn't matter. Because if you don't feel that way about yourself, it doesn't exist, and you don't even have to pay any attention to it. Like, you know, if you do something embarrassing and you get embarrassed, if you don't get embarrassed, then it's not embarrassing. Other people can think that it's embarrassing all they want, but if you don't feel embarrassed, you don't have to feel embarrassed if you don't want to feel embarrassed. That's up to you. Like, how amazing that you can do that with your mind. If you actually convince yourself of it enough and you just go, hey, I'm never going to be embarrassed again. You won't be. And also think about embarrassment, right? When someone does something embarrassing and they get really embarrassed, you do kind of look at them and you're like, oh, like you kind of feel bad for them, or you're like, oh god, they're really embarrassed. Like, you can tell. If someone does something embarrassing but they don't get embarrassed and they like play it off and do something even more embarrassing on purpose or whatever, suddenly the whole thing's not embarrassing and you're just laughing with them and you're like, hey, that person's pretty cool. Do not worry about what other people think of you. Like, if you do something and you're like, oh my god, I bet they're thinking this, or is this person thinking that? Don't even entertain the thought, because the moment that you do, you've manifested it into becoming a reality, because now you think it, so it's real. Because what you think is your reality, and now you think that that's the way it is. It is. And if you keep baiting out about that one thing, the other person's gonna know that you're thinking that, because like you might like channel it externally through like really like subtle things. Do you know what I mean? Like a little bit of nervous eye contact or whatever. Like, they'll pick up on it just like you would with other people. If you don't think about it, it doesn't exist. Think how you'd ideally want them to see it, like in your ideal situation, and just think like that, and don't let your mind think anything else other than that. Like, make that your reality. Like, if you do something embarrassing, literally before you're like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed, that's so embarrassing, be like, they found that funny and they probably think I'm hot now. And just convince yourself that that is how it is. Because if you think that, you will channel like that vibe, and then they will start to think it as well. Like, I actually do believe that. It is just true. It is just facts. I don't even know if it's a case of what the hell is she talking about at this point. Like, I don't know how far gone I am, but in another sense, do not worry about what other people think, because people in school, when I was doing my YouTube, right, they always said so much stuff. I'd walk into class and they'd be playing it on the big screen, like the teacher would have put it on, and they'd all be laughing, and I'd be like, great. Walk down the hallways, they'd be like, Millie T, taking the piss, and I'd be like, great. People memeing me on Twitter, stuff like that, right? But like in school, I genuinely, anyone said anything about my YouTube channel and I didn't care, because my vision was too strong for it. And I'm so glad that I didn't, because if I did, I would have stopped my YouTube channel and I don't know where I would be right now. How I see it, you have to do something different to excel in life. People are gonna hate when you do something different because they hate themselves for being average, and if they're putting so much time and effort into what you're doing, what a sad little life, Jane. Have you not got better stuff to do with yourself? Like, why Why do you care so much about my life? Like, what are you running from? You're running from yourself, huh? Do you want to talk to someone about it? I mean, you can take it out on me for as long as you want, but you're gonna have to face your demons at some point. And like, when these people in school were constantly saying stuff to me, I was like, bruh, how are you gonna hate me for trying to make a future for myself? I'm out here chasing the bag. What are you doing? You're wasting all of your potential, all of the time and energy. You could be doing something useful and building yourself a future, but instead you're out here talking shit to me. Like, I'm honored, truly, like, thank you. But also, here's some advice. Go do your thing, like, worry about yourself. Anyway, that is all the advice I have. I could do a part 2, to be fair. There is a lot more, but these are the main golden rules. Good luck on your glow up. It is taking place now, apparently, if you're watching this video, so can't wait to see. By the way, if you do go through a glow up and you like want to share your results with me, send them to me and stuff. I'd be so intrigued to see. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.